Before we will start our class discussion, let us have a prayer first. Crystal, can you lead us a prayer? Please stand up.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, holy be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Ma'am Shai.
Please take your seat.
Thank you, Ma'am.
Before we start, let's check your attendance. Who are absent today?
All are present, Ma'am.
Very good. What should the students do while the teacher is discussing? Read.
Listen, Ma'am.
Thank you. What else? Yes.
Keep our things tidy, Ma'am.
Very good. Can I expect that from you, class?
Yes, Ma'am.
Very good. Since I gave you an assignment last meeting, who is willing to present it on the board? Or who is willing to draw it on the board? The Cartesian coordinate plane graph. Yes, Faith. Based on your research, draw it bigger. Yes, thank you. What can you observe in the graph? Yes, Christelle?
It is linear.
Very good. Does it curve slowly or rapidly?
Rapidly, Ma'am.
Yes. In order to slow down the growth, what can you do to the curve? In real life, what must be done to flatten the curve? Christelle? Crystal Jane?
Practice proper hygiene and healthy lifestyle, and also avoid going to crowded places.
Yes. I have here an activity. It is what we call name it activity. Try to guess the correct word by analyzing the pictures. Picture number 1. What mathematical word is that? Yes, I'm
Exponential.
very good. Next. Yes, Crystal Jane.
Function.
Very good. Another sample. Who can try to guess it? Yes, Ray.
Exponent.
Very good. As for our discussion for today, you are expected to still read it.
Define the exponential function.
Then, Crystal Jane,
Illustrate how to represent exponential function using table of values, reactions, equations,
and lastly, Faith.
relate exponential function to real life situations.
Very good. Now, observe that there is a set of values that can be used x or t in the preceding problem based on your assignment last meeting, which corresponds to a certain value and f of x. In the case of the exponential function, the values of f of x curves rapidly on a given value of x, as what you observe in the graph. This is the characteristics of an exponential function that differs other functions. Exponential function can be described using the form f of x is equals to b raised to x, where b is a constant called the base, while x is a variable power or simply the exponent. Here, x is the input and f of x is the output. Consider the values in the following table. Substitute the values of x to the function to get the f of x. Then in figure number 1, last in the table 2, you can observe that as x increases by 1 unit, f of x doubles its value from its previous value. To show how rapidly f of x changes a graph of the function, it is shown in figure 1. Who can state his or her observations in the table? In figure number 1. Anyone? Yes, Christelle?
You can see how steep the curve moves upward from its initial value. This nature of the function has x values that are real numbers, I, e, x, e, and r. Here, the y-intercept is 1
of x is equals to 0.
at x
Is greater than 0.
the x-axis becomes the asymptote of the graph. On the other hand, the y values or f of x contains only positive integers. Moreover, you can observe that the constant 2 is greater than 1 and is not equal to 0. If this is the case where b is greater than 1 and not equal to 1, you will have what we call exponential growth. It is an increasing function.
Yes, it is an increasing function since as the x increases 1 unit, the f of x doubles its value. Very good. Now, let's proceed to figure number 2. Now, take a look at the function f of x is equals to 1/2 raised to x, where b is greater than 0 but less than 1. Where b is 1/2, you may notice that this function is also same as f of x is equals to 2 raised to x. What are your observations? Yes, Faith?
The curve moves steeply downwards, going to the right but not touching x-axis. Still, the x inputs are real numbers. If this is the case where 0 is greater than b and b is greater than 1, you will have what we call exponential decay. It is a decreasing function.
Yes, you got it right. I have here an activity. I will group you into 2 groups. So, the first group consists of 3 students and the second group consists of 2 students only since you are only 5. Activity number 3, movement. Can you group yourselves? Christelle, Jane, Christelle, and Red, group 1. Ayn and Faith, group 2. Please put your answers here. I will give you 20 minutes to answer the activity. After answering, I have a questions. Okay, I have a prepared
Yes, ma'am.
I have here relative to f of x is equals to 2 raised to x. What can you say about the movement of the curves based on your solving in your paper? Yes, Crystal?
More rapidly and quickly towards the y-axis, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Were you able to correctly identify which is an exponential growth and decay? Explain how you did it. Yes, Faith?
By examining their bases, you can conclude if it is decay or growth exponential.
Yes, very good. In the foregoing discussion, you were able to learn about the graph of the exponential function of y is equals to 2 raised to x relative to other functions. To cite some behaviors of these functions relative to y is equals to 2 raised to x, let us briefly summarize the phenomena in figure 3. This is the figure 3. What are your observations to the functions in the graph? Anyone? Yes, Crystal Jane.
And y is equal to 3 raised
Louder, please.
and y is equal to 3 raised to x. Both functions of y is equal to 1 when x is equal to 0. The difference is that y is equal to 3 raised to x has moved 1 unit up and x is equal to 1. By looking at the graph, y is equal to 3 raised to x moves more rapidly and swiftly towards the y-axis. And y is equal to negative 2 raised to x, each y of y(x). Y is equal to 2 raised to x is multiplied by 1, so that they become opposites. Y is equal to negative 2 raised to x is the reflection of y is equal to 2 raised to x about the x-axis, and y is equal to 2 is raised to x plus 1. The graph shifts 1 unit up relative to 1, y equal to 2. Let us try some real-life examples.
Yes, thank you. I have here an examples, a real life examples. Crystal, can you please read the example number 1?
Jose is planning to buy a gift worth 500 pesos for his mom's birthday. So he planned to save money from what remains from his daily allowance. On the first day, he was able to save 5 pesos. Each day, he decided to double his previous savings. At what day can he be able to buy the gift?
Yes, thank you. I have here the table and the graph. Ito, Jose doubled every day as Jose saves his money. The other day, he doubled his savings on the first day and so on. What is the conclusion based on the table and the graph? Yes, Faith?
Jose can buy the gift for her mother at the 8th day.
Yes, very good. Since at the day 8, he saved 640, so he can buy a gift for his mother. Example 2. Read. Can you please read it?
Mom Leonardo bought his son a motorcycle worth 125,000 pesos. The father and son planned to sell the same motorcycle after 3 years. The value of the motorcycle depreciates at 5% per annum. How much will be the value of the motorcycle after 3 years?
Thank you. To solve this problem, use the function a of p is equals to p quantity of 1 minus r raised to t. Take note that instead of addition, we use subtraction in 1 minus r. Again, P is the initial amount, R is the rate of interest, and T is the time. In substituting, we get A of T is equals to 125,000 quantity of 1 minus 0.5 raised to 3. I have here the table. Since I have presented to you the table, who can try to draw the graph in the board? Crystal May, can you try to draw the graph? Thank you, Crystal. Since we have the needed solutions, tables, and graphs, who can try to conclude what is the conclusion of this sample? Yes,
The motorcycle has depreciated to an amount of 107,171.88 pesos.
Very good. I have here another activity. You try to solve it on your paper. Individually. I will give you 10 minutes since it is only 5-item activity. You try to solve. I will only give you 10 minutes. Who can answer number 1? Crystal, yes. Number 2. Yes, Crystal Jane. Number 3. Yes, I'm. Yes, Faith. Number 4 and number 5. Red. Number 2.
Mama, pag-answer.
Yeah, that's it. Please put that. Go. And this.
In number 5, it is the graph radicate. Yes, very good. I have here another activity. You try to solve it individually on your papers, on your own sheet. Then, we will identify if it is a graph or a decay. Number 1, it is a graph or a decay? Based on
No.
your solution. Yes, very good. In number 2, the f of x is equals to 3 raised to negative x. It is a graph or a decay?
Decay.
Very good. Number 3, f of x is equals to 4 raised to x. A graph or a decay?
No.
Very good. In number 4, it is a growth or a decay? Decay. Very good. Number 5.
Decay.
Yes. I have here a word problem. Since you are my only 5 students, choose your partner. If you don't have a partner, you will answer it individually. Then, after answering, I will choose one student to solve it on the board. I will choose one student to draw a table, then one student to graph, and one student to interpret the table and the graph based on the example. You try to solve it by pair. By pair. By pair. Individual. It's okay. What book mo? I'm the teacher here. Nabi? Individual? Kasama ko mo na. Oh, Crystal! Draw the table based on your solutions. Faith Loren. Draw the graph. Table, graph, and Crystal, the interpretation. Please be prepared. Then after this, I have a question to be answered by you, of course, students. Just state your interpretation. What? Ay, yes, read the solution. Of course. How can we answer the table if we don't have a solution? Please solve it on board now. Crystal, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Do it Ito ang sa interpretation. Box. Yes. Crystal, go to the table. Read the graph. Then Crystal, the interpretation.
Ingin na ito na ko. Hindi na ito. Diba?
Yeah. Very good. Since we have the needed solutions, tables, table, and graph, Crystal, can you state your interpretation?
The table and the graph show that we have an given function. Thus, the values increase at certain period of time. It is an exponential growth. Miss Gomez money earned 1,181.43 pesos after 5 years in the bank.
Yes, very good. Since I know that you have learned something today, I have here a question. How do you determine if a function is exponential? Yes, Faith? How do you determine if the function is exponential?
In an exponential function, the dependent variable or x value is the exponent while the base is a constant.
Very good. Is the exponential function useful in our daily life? Crystal.
There are some useful in real-world situations. Exponential functions are used to model populations, compete on business, cut kernels, learning time of that, as well as many other applications.
Very good. How do you know whether the exponential function is a growth or a decay? Yes, I.
It is an exponential growth when the base of our exponent is bigger than 1, which means those numbers get bigger. It is exponential when the base of our exponential is in between 1 and 0, and those numbers get smaller.
Yes, very good. Since you have learned something today, I have here a prepared quiz. Answer it in 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes.
Erase the writings on the board, ma'am.
What?
Erase the writings on the board.
I will erase it.
No.
Ah,
Erase on the writings.
then.
Erase the note of the year.
Erase, ma'am.
You just answered the quiz. Then, after, I will collect it. Focus in your own work. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the paper. 1, 2. I have here an assignment. Research on the internet the 3 examples of exponential graph and 3 examples of exponential decay. It will be worth of 30 points and it will be passed on Monday next week.